pet lovers. In this video I'm going to show you how to make this pet collar for your pet. The written instructions and how to make different sizes based on your pet's neck or the pet you're giving it to, their neck. I know this would be a cute little gift. It will be in the link in the description box. So I do recommend using cotton. I'm going to demonstrate with acrylic, but I would not use that with animals that have any inclination to possibly get this off and start chewing it. I have cats, and one of them loves anything plastic or acrylic, and he would start to eat that, so cotton is a safer bet. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is make the base chain for the design, and I'll be chaining 31. That's the smallest size I'm showing. I believe that's about 7 inches. And if you have a medium to large dog, you could even go up a size if you can find bulky weight cotton. Alright, so I'm going to chain my 31. 3, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and 31. I'm also using a bigger hook just for demonstration purposes, so this is going to look bigger than this. This is just to show you the technique. Alright, so in the second chain from the hook, we will single crochet, and this is the setup row for the heart puff stitch. That's what this is. Single crochet, chain 1, skip 1, and work 2 single crochets. So we have a chain 1 space that was just created. Okay, so 2 single crochets in the chain 1 space. Going to chain 1, skip 1 again, skip, and work 2 single crochet. So across the row, after that first chain 1 space, it's going to be 2 single crochets after the chain 1 space, then chain 1 space to the end. Let me do a few more. Actually, I'll do this whole row if you're following along. Okay, so chain 1 space, 2 single crochet, chain 1, skip 1, 2 single crochet. I'm coming to the end. Two single crochet, chain 1. I'm at the end, there's 2 stitches left, so I'm doing my final chain 1, skip 1, and then a single crochet into the last stitch. So the pattern's going to tell you to cut the yarn here, because we're done with it at this point, but I'm going to frog this since I'm not actually making one, I'm just demonstrating. So I'm going to close it off. There. So now the row of the puff stitch hearts. You can start on either end, doesn't really matter. But if you look at this, when you're done, this is the right side, and then this is the wrong side. See? Let me hold them up together, twist this around. You can see the right side here next to the wrong side here. Alright, so to bring in this yarn, make a slip knot. And I'm going to find that last stitch, go into the V, bring the yarn up, tighten that slip knot, chain 2, and this chain 2 at this end counts as one of the yarn overs. So we'll yarn over, so that chain 1 space is right there, and we'll start to work the heart puff stitch. Pull up, nice and high, yarn over again, pull up again, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops on the hook. I'll do one more, otherwise the heart will look a little skimpy. And now there are, count the loops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 loops, pull through, close it up with a single crochet. Single crochet again, working into that same space, yarn over, go in, pull up a loop, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, go in again, yarn over, and the third time. Let's count our loops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pull through all of them, and single crochet to close. Yarn over, go down to find that next space, chain 1 space, and we'll work the heart puff stitch again. Pull up a loop, 1, 2, and 3. 7 loops on the hook, pull through all, close up with a single crochet, chain, and go in again. Second puff to make the heart. 1, 2, and 3. Pull through all, chain to close. Do one more. Chain 1 space is 2 stitches over. Find it. 1, 2, 3, pull through, 7. Chain to close, chain 1, and work another puff. 1, 2, 3. 7 loops on the hook, pull through, and crochet to close, or single crochet to close. So let me finish this row, and I'll meet you back for the little final stitch up here. Right, I've worked my last heart puff. A little blurry. And so there's that one stitch left at the end. Find the top of it, and then I'm going to slip into that. Make sure I get both loops on the hook. And here I would have you cut the yarn again, but since I'll be pulling this out, I'm not going to do that. I'll just put my stitch or safety pin. I use those for stitch markers sometimes. Okay, now I'm going to work the little decorative top. So I'm going to use white yarn for this. I kind of like this color combination now that I'm demonstrating it for you. Alright, so that same stitch I slipped in, I'm going to attach this accent color, pull up, chain 1, and then in the top of the first heart, put my yarn through, and I'm going to slip stitch. I'm not wanting to create a lot of bulk up there, so I'll be slipping the stitches. Then the next stitch is that space between the clusters. So in there I'm going to do a stitch, then chain 3. This is kind of like a, I guess it is a picot edge. Do chain 3, then go back into that same space and single crochet. Then the top of the next heart, I will slip the stitch, top of the next heart, slip the stitch. Now I'm at that space again, so I will single crochet and chain 3, go back into that same space, single crochet again, check my ornament, slip stitch, slip the stitch, and then work in that space, single crochet, 1, 2, 3, single crochet, and then slip the stitch. Now how are we looking? Looking good? Right side, wrong side. Let's compare it. You see how this is a little bit bigger, this yarn is a little bit larger. This is a thick category 4. Nice for blankets, maybe not nice for this. So here we have the, is this the, yeah. Wrong side, right side, right side. Oh, there's just yarn everywhere, isn't there? Like a little yarn jungle. Right, so it's coming along. This works up really quickly. You could probably have this together in an hour or 2. Alright, flip again. Let me finish this row and I'll show you how to close the edge and then add the tie for your pet collar. I'm at the end of the decorative row and I've just worked that center cluster. I'm going to slip stitch into the last heart, chain 1, and then go down into the same stitch, the base, and slip this to secure. Oh, if I can get it through. There we go. And then here you would cut the yarn, leaving a tail to weave it in. I'm just going to secure it while I show you how to make the tie for this. Right now, because I did not cut this yarn, the base color, the gray, the dark gray, I'm going to start working the tie. But what you will do if you followed the instructions is you would have cut the yarn and then you'll need to reattach it. You'll be doing this at both ends, of course, because you want to tie on both sides. And there's no right or wrong length here, but I would suggest at least 6 inches. Maybe you want a little longer depending on how large the animal is. Right, so let me chain a few to 6 inches. And then when I get to the end, about how long looks good to me. And before you cut, you can kind of play with it and tie the way you like to do bows. Actually, the way I tie them, I probably would need 8 inches. Okay, a little bit longer. And then, when you're where you want to be, add 2, 3 single crochet, yarn over, count down 2, and the third hook from chain, put the hook in there, and work a double crochet. Yarn over, back into that same stitch, another double crochet, and one more. Same stitch, double crochet. Then go to the stitch below that and slip into it. That's going to make this a little bit more like a ball. So that when you tie it, it doesn't come undone. So you'll cut this, and then you can weave the end in around up here. And what I would do is keep this a little bit long so you can work that tapestry needle in and cinch it so that it really comes together like this. And then weave the tail that's left back through the ball, and then repeat the same thing on this end. And then you're ready to dress up your pet to look beautiful with this crown jewel pet collar. If you make it, tag me on Instagram with your animal modeling it. I would love to see it. I'm such an animal lover. Give this a like if you found it helpful, and the Instagram information is below.